Well, so viewing my videos that I received from my trail cams, I noticed that the first night when we saw a buck, I could see a complete cactus in the background, and there was a snapshot where the camera was down a little bit more, but it still captured a deer coming down that trail. And then I started noticing that there was no more cactus in the background at all. And so the camera was pointing too low. So I needed to go back out there and reposition it. And when I got there, I found out that the tree it was on, it was kind of a weird shaped tree. And I had to go find another place better to put it. And you can see that this tree's straight up and down. The other one kind of had a bow in it, and it was the bow that was causing the problem. And you can see that green light there that just came on. With that comes on when the motion is activated, and those animals can see this. I've started noticing that they do see that green light flash, and they'll stop and look at it. They're not really afraid of it, but they're exercising caution. I do use a cable lock to secure the trail cam to the tree. And the things about these trail cams is that they can find anybody's cell signal. When I say anybody, any company's, AT&T, T-Mobile, whatever it may be, and it can jump on that strongest signal it sees. And you don't have to even be part of that service to do that. And this is set up where 6 times a day it'll send me pictures. And I could do it on every motion, but what happens is that on a real windy day, you'll get annoyed by how many pictures you receive. So I like it the way I have it set up, because it's real easy to, in a real windy day, it's real easy just to select. You only have to click one button that says today, and you can delete all those. And if you do have a couple of shots of animals passing by, you can just unclick them, and they will save while you delete the others. So I got 2 trail cams out here. Oh, right here we're coming up on a rabbit. And I tried to get in there, but get the show of that, but he wasn't there long. It was pretty quick. But we're heading over to the other camera, and it was actually perfectly fine catching the deer and the nilgai, but it didn't like how low it was sitting, because it was catching the top of the grass over there. So I figured, well, let me go ahead and plus I had to change the batteries. Well, you know what? I didn't have to change the batteries. I've got rechargeable battery slot that just comes in there, and it was still showing 100%. But if I'm going to drive and cycle and come all the way out here and hike, I'm going to make sure that everything's in top notch, ready to go. You know what, they said 2 weeks, but I'm thinking that this is going to last longer than that, because these batteries seem to be pretty good. And I think I bought a set of 2 for like $50, and then I was laying in bed one night and I decided that I needed if I was going to cycle out there to replace the batteries or move them, then I ought to have another set that's already charged up. Just plug them in, take those back, charge them when I go back out there again. I'd always have a rotating set to go, so I went ahead and got 2 sets of those. And I'm glad I did. You gotta try to make this you know, efficient. And because going out there and getting video is pretty tough, and that's why I like these cams, because I can control most of this. I can't physically move it, but I can control like which pictures to delete, which ones I want, and after I get the ones I want, I can delete them off the camera. So I do maintenance on the memory card. That way, you know, I can leave it out there in collecting video, and it sends it straight to me. And actually, it does a pretty good job where I'm very happy with them. I've had it now maybe 2 weeks, and incidentally, they came up with a new one of these that those LEDs you can actually program turning it on and off. So when you set these up, you make sure that they actually are working. When I say working, that they are communicating on the cell and able to send to your phone. And there's also a place in the app that you click on. It's called Maps, and it shows you their location with grid coordinates on the map. And that's pretty important, because just coming back out here to find these trail cams had me a little bit worried. I had them marked down on 3 different places, and it turns out that if you have the app on, it shows you where you are in relation to where your trail cams are. And so you can see yourself walking, and then you just walk until you hit that trail cam. Especially if you know the general direction, it makes it even easier. But I have tried in the dark to get to a blind that, you know, it was early in the morning before the sun came up, and I had it marked there, but to walk and see the direction on your phone show up, you have to you're going quite far, and you realize that, you know, after you've already walked 100 yards in one way, that you've chose the wrong direction to go in. You've completely walked the wrong way. So it is you know, it's helpful, but at the same time, when you put these out, you really need to pay attention as where you put them, and probably need to have more than one check. Now, you don't want to put ribbons out that blow and scare the animal off, but the more concealed that you don't want anything loose and flapping. I always tuck the excess cable in on the trigger here. You know, on the trail cam itself, you hit the test button, and it'll send a picture to your phone, and you'll know that you're communicating with that before you leave. And what's really good about this is you don't have to. You're going to get that picture before you leave, so you know that the camera's working properly and has communication, and you see the picture that it has, and you're satisfied with it. Then you head on out, and you got it. Now, I guess I left around 1:30, and I got back home about 3:30, and I was kind of surprised, because these cameras are like 2 miles out, and there's a lot of bicycle riding in that 2 miles, and there's also some hiking in that situation. And it's I thought it was going to take maybe 4 hours to do, but I did it in like half the time. And I did move both the cameras, and not terribly far from where they were, but into where I was more comfortable of the picture I was getting from them. And now I'm walking back to where I laid my bike down. You know, there's trails all over the place that you can't see. When I was younger, I did not need a compass. I knew exactly which way I was going. And as I gotten older, I've had a couple of situations where I left my water bottle and chair at this lake, and I was just going to do a quick little scout around the area, and the next thing I know is, well, I'm kind of lost, but I do see the sun, and I know if I head a certain direction, I'll eventually hit the road, and once I hit the road, then I can come back and get to the place where I need to be. And you know, I've done that a couple of times, and it's quite a walk. I got maybe 4 or 5 miles to do that. So I try to make sure that I get a lot of landmarks along the way. I can kind of see my bike over there. I didn't lay it down on the ground. I just leaned it against one of these palm bushes. They got spikes on those things. You know, I'm surprised. Every time I touch those game tune, I get a spike in me. You know, I got blood coming out. But we got them in place and deployed. We're going to head back and see what we get. Hopefully actually I'm going to show some of the videos we did get, and that way you guys can see the results of these. I did start out with one camera on photo, and then I decided that the photo shots were kind of like they're okay, but I was really enjoying the videos, so I got both cameras on video now, and I do like the results I'm getting. Alright, man. Well, we'll talk to you guys, maybe get a little bit more explicit on how to set these up on the next one, but have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.